What's going on, guys? It's Aaronitmar. Today I wanted to talk about some rumored Smash DLC that is going to supposedly release in October. Now, before I begin, I just wanted to say that this rumor does come from 4chan, so you should take it with a grain of salt as to whether or not it's true. It does post some interesting thoughts, and it also is interesting to just talk about different DLC rumors. But just so you know, it's very likely that it's not going to be real. If it is, of course, then I will be proven wrong. But let's just get right into it. Getting started with characters, both Wolf and Squirtle are returning to Smash 4. Squirtle, of course, is now going to be its own standalone character, just as Charizard was, because Pokemon Trainer is no longer in the game. So that means that Squirtle has a couple moves that need to be updated, which have been laid out in the post. The first is Rapid Spin is now his down B rather than being brought back into the Pokeball, and it reflects projectiles similar to Mario's Cape or Fox's Reflector, or I guess Ness is bad as well. Basically just reflects projectiles. And his final smash is Rain Dance. This will heal him and any teammates on his team percent by half, and then will remove effects. So if you are Shrunk or if you're Metal, that will get removed and you will just be back to a fresh slate. As for Wolf, he's generally been unchanged. Of course, he's going to have some minor tweaks in terms of balance and working in the new engine, but in terms of moveset, final smash, etc., all of that is generally going to be unchanged. The final character described in the post is Metal Mario, so that's kind of a unique character coming, based on the Mario Kart version of the character instead of Smash 64 or Mario 64 or anything like that, based on the Mario Kart version found in Mario Kart 7. Interestingly, when the metal box is grabbed, Metal Mario becomes Gold Mario, so because he's already metal, it sort of adds a second layer of metal, which wouldn't make any sense, so they decided to make him Gold Mario. In terms of, how he's designed, he's slightly bigger and heavier than Mario, and instead of Flood, has the Tornado down B, so generally he's going to be a Mario clone. Instead of Side B, he's not going to have the cape, instead he's going to have a modified version, I guess, of Luigi's Side B, the green missile, I guess for less charge and, just to apply to his weight. So it's going to have less charge and go less distance, but generally be the same move. Being bundled with Metal Mario is actually going to be the Smash 64 stage, the Metal Cavern, which has been renamed to the Metal Mines. Aside from that, you're going to be able to purchase Sector Z, Saffron City, and Yoshi's Island 64 as separate stage purchases, similar to how when you purchased Ryu, it came with the stage, but Dreamland was its own individual purchase. Saffron City only features Chansey inside of the door, which is kind of weird considering how many Pokemon were actually in the original 64 version of Saffron City, but I guess they can't do everything. Sector Z includes music from Star Fox Zero as sort of a sneak peek. Next up is a really interesting one. There is a rumored new mode in the game called Mirror Mode, which sounds exactly like it is in Mario Kart, a mirrored version of the game where basically all of the maps are turned upside down, or not upside down, are reversed, but you can play on them normally, so I guess this is like pretty much just taking a page from Mario Kart's book and putting it in Smash. The author of the post notes that the DLC stages don't actually work for mirror mode right now. I don't know what that means. That's just what was noted. And that mode is only on the Wii U. For 3DS, you get Smash Run Mirror Mode, which is a reversed map which offers stronger enemies and better rewards. And then the final battle will not be mirrored. You will just have to do it on the regular version. But you get the reverse map, stronger enemies, and better rewards, like I said. Aside from that, the only thing that the post discusses is new Mii costumes, which of course are always in new DLC drops, or I guess giant DLC bundles. So first up, similar to the Smash hoodie, we'll have the Smash PJs, which is going to be, I guess, a pink PJ set for all of the Mii fighters. After that, we are going to have some specific ones for Brawler, Swordsman, and Gunner, of course. 3 each, it looks like. For Brawler, we're going to have Jimmy T headgear and outfit, the Alex Kidd headgear and outfit, and then the Devil mask and outfit. For Swordsman, we're going to have Tetra, an entire outfit, both headgear and outfit, Shovel Knight, helmet and outfit, and Callus headgear and outfit. And for Gunner, we'll have Slippy, 9-Volt, and Servbot, all headgear and outfit, so you don't have to hear me say that 3 times. But yeah, that's all of the DLC that's going to be dropped. So that's basically what's rumored. You know, I sort of talked about it like it was, you know, actually happening, but that's all basically what the rumor is. So now let's move on to the part where I actually discuss whether or not I think this is real. And the answer to that is no. And I say no for multiple reasons. The first one is that we know that through interviews, all of the remaining DLC characters were determined through the Smash ballot. Sakurai and the team discussed that specifically. So we have to assume with that knowledge that Wolf, Squirtle, and Metal Mario were the best 3 options based on the ballot, and that frankly just doesn't seem right to me. There were far more characters out there that just seemed like they had far more of an engaged fan base and far more votes, especially considering this means we're only going to be receiving 2 newcomers as DLC. The first one, of course, was Ryu, and then the second one is Metal Mario, which is going to be basically a combined clone of Mario, Dr. Mario, and Luigi, which basically means we're going to have 3 Mario clones, or I guess 4 if you want to consider Luigi a semi-clone, although in this game he really is basically just his own character. And from what I've seen, Wolf, Squirtle, and Metal Mario really aren't, you know, that amazingly popular. I mean, Shantae is far more popular to return than Squirtle from what I've seen, so it doesn't make that much sense to me. Squirtle's new Final Smash also sort of conflicts with what the rest of the game puts out there, because Final Smashes are sort of meant to be finishing moves, and every single Final Smash that I can think of usually results in a kill on the other players, both directly and indirectly. But Squirtle's is the only one in the roster, or would be if Squirtle was in the game, that would literally only be a healing move. It only heals you and your team and gets rid of like effects like shrinking or like spicy curry, I guess, or you know, being I can't even think of very many. Being metal, I guess, is the only other one I can think of, and I don't even know that's a negative effect. But literally, that's the only Final Smash that would be that way, while everyone else gets kill moves. Doesn't seem very fair to Squirtle, and I feel like even Hydro Pump or something like that would be a much more appropriate move for him to use than Rain Dance, of all things. As for the DLC stages, these are actually probably the most believable thing about this rumor. The exception of Metal Mines being bundled with Metal Mario, because I don't think Metal Mario is going to be a character. The rest sort of fits in with the trend that we've seen, where all of the N64 stages are sort of being ported over to the new version. We started with Dreamland, and now we've got Peaches and Hyrule Castles. It just makes sense to add the rest of the 64 stages. The costumes are also really believable as well, simply because it also follows the trend, and this is probably the strongest point in the rumor, or this rumor I should say, both the stages and the Mii costumes, because all of them are characters from games that are sort of affiliated with Nintendo or based on series that are in Smash already, so for example Mega Man or Toon Link, so that sort of makes sense as well. The only one on the list I would have previously been skeptical, that's the word, skeptical about, is Shovel Knight, but because that amiibo was recently announced, it all sort of fits in together. And that sort of raises a red flag, kind of, because people wanted Shovel Knight, and the fact that this rumor came out after Shovel Knight amiibo was announced, and that Shovel Knight is going to be a costume, it can both increase the legitimacy or decrease the legitimacy, because it could have been added as an afterthought because they saw that amiibo being released, or it could be legitimate and we could actually be getting a Shovel Knight costume. So that's one of the cool things about these rumors, is that you get to sort of speculate and think about things and, you know, sort of weigh the pros and cons of what you think is real and what you think isn't real. The thing that makes me most hesitant, though, is the mirror modes, because it seems like just such an odd thing to put in Smash. Because when you think mirror mode, you really just think Mario Kart, at least I do. So it seems weird that they would take something so heavily vested in the Mario Kart camp as mirror mode and bring it over to Smash. I don't know how the inner workings of Nintendo work, obviously. So I don't know if they would have to like ask permission to do that, or if Sakurai could just put that in the game and have no problem with it. I don't really know. If it is in the game, I would actually be really excited, because it's sort of like a fresh coat of paint for the game, because you just, I don't know, you get to play the stages in a very different way than you used to, and it gives you a different play experience. But the thing with it just makes no sense, because the thing with Mario Kart is mirror mode gives you a challenge, because you've played 50, 100, 150cc all the same way, because the stages are all the same, and then all of a sudden you're thrown into mirror mode, where all of a sudden right turns are left turns and left turns are right turns, and everything you thought you knew about the stage gets turned around because you're playing it in mirrored, and you don't really get that same effect with Smash, I don't think. Because you still see everything coming the same way, and you're still playing the same way. Unless the controls are mirrored, in which case I would absolutely not want to play that mode at all. Whenever Dialga or Palkia, I forget which one, comes out of a Pokeball and like messes with the atmosphere, oh, that's terrible. No one I know likes that Pokeball, so I would not play that mode if it was like that. But see, that's the thing. That's the only thing I can think of where it would actually not improve, I would say, but alter the gameplay in a way that would actually justify having a brand new mode. So I don't know, it's really weird. That's the thing that makes, like, it's the biggest red flag for me in this whole DLC rumor mill, is that it doesn't make a ton of sense. But what do you guys think? Let me know, because I'm overall really hesitant about this. Some of the stuff sounds really believable, while others just don't at all. So leave me a comment down below. What do you guys think? Do you think this is real, or do you think this is 100% phony? Someone just made some stuff up to try and get our hopes up. Either way, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all back here for some more Smash 4 update videos. Have a great day.